right, everybody, welcome to the show this week. Midwest Mike's coming back at you with another show. I'm Gary.
This is Austin.
And just before we get going here, talk about all of our social media. It's all under Midwest Mike's for Twitter, SoundCloud, YouTube, Snapchat, Facebook, you name a social media app, and, look under Midwest Mike's, and we're probably there. And if you do have one that we don't know about and you look for us and can't find us, then tweet us on the Twitter at Midwest Mike's and let us know, and we'll get on there.
Are we on? We're not on the MySpace.
No, I think MySpace died a couple years ago. I don't even remember my password to my MySpace. But next thing, I want to give a little shout out to Coach Sean Hare at Shawnee Mission East, head freshman coach. They won their first game tonight against Gardner Edgerton. 6-0. That guy's the winningest freshman coach in the state of Kansas. I swear, that guy just wins games on the freshman level, doesn't lose. So, good job to him and Coach Ufford and Coach Gordon. Those guys getting it done. But so this week we have a very special guest. My buddy Robert is going to be on the show. Very knowledgeable about sports in general. He's going to come on and we're going to do a little college football prediction. So welcome to the show, Robert.
Thanks, guys, for having me tonight.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime. So we are, Austin, you got anything before we jump right into it here?
No, let's do it, man. Let's do some college football. It's starting up this weekend.
Yep, week 1.
I'm pumped. I'm ready.
I know. It's taken me a few years, but I like college so much better now than I do NFL.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I'm probably on the same, just because sometimes like this weekend it'd be really fun to watch. I don't think there's any big games this weekend, is there? I know there's ranked teams play each other, but I don't think there's anything whoa, anything.
Yeah, I don't think anything blows it away this weekend.
I don't think so.
You got anything this weekend?
The game that probably would get everyone going, Notre Dame and Michigan.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay,
hey,
yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, I was wrong.
So, Notre Dame, Michigan, that'll be an interesting game.
Notre Dame ranked? Yeah, 13.
I like watching college. It's a lot harder for me to watch college football than NFL because mostly on Saturday mornings and Saturday afternoons, I'm working on scouting stuff, for my team at Shawnee Mission East and watching my film of our upcoming opponent because we don't get that film till, late Friday night, early Saturday morning. So it's just harder for me to watch. But as far as sitting down and watching the game, I enjoy that so much more than pros. What about you, Robert?
Oh, yeah, college football is my favorite sport. I like the NFL, but on Saturday there's, anywhere between 30 and 40 games going on.
Yeah.
Come down the final seconds of some good games every Saturday.
Oh yeah, to me, there's nothing better than a close college football game that means something. Because, even your best teams, Alabama a few years ago, USC in the early 2000s, when they had Reggie Bush. Even on those teams, if they have of those 22 starters. If they have 10 guys that are going to go on to have great careers in the NFL, that's a lot. That's a high number. So most of those kids, it's some of their last football they're going to play. And, they're going to go on to have great careers in something else. But it's something about it, that college kid, it's 19, 20, 21 years old, out there competing for his school for the love of the game.
And what's cool about college too is that you'll get schools that play each other that have way different styles, right? Mm-hmm. So you have one school that does power. They run power and they run Iowa, run the ball a lot, and all of a sudden they're playing like a spread team or an air raid team. And in the NFL, a lot of similarities, right? There's differences, but college you'll have a triple option team playing against Tech or whatever. It's kind of cool to see different styles go against each other.
Yeah.
So that's always fun to watch too. So. You guys want to jump into who we think is going to win?
Yeah, let's
Power 5. We're going to do Power 5.
Yeah, we'll talk Power 5 conferences first. So let's start with the Big 12 since it's the one we're kind of right in the middle of. Iowa State's about a 4-hour trip north. Lawrence, where University of Kansas is probably 20, 30 minutes tops. K-State's about 2-3 hours. Just some schools right here kind of close to us. Oklahoma is probably about 3.5, 4. So, we're kind of right in the middle of the Big 12 country. So let's just start there. So, Robert, you're a Jayhawk fan, I know. So, but I don't see you picking them. But what do you think about the Big 12 this year?
I got Oklahoma winning again. The biggest challenge probably TCU, but I got Oklahoma prevailing at the end.
All right, Austin.
Yeah, I'm big on Oklahoma this year. I really like their quarterback. Kyler Murray's taking over for Baker Mayfield. Oklahoma's big difference this year is that they'll be switching from a guy who's going to go to the NFL to a guy that's going to go to play baseball. He's I think he's going to. I was just looking it up. He's going to play for Oakland, I think, but he's going to finish. I don't know. I can't remember if he's a junior. Is he a junior or senior?
I can't.
Either way,
remember, yeah.
He's out after this year. He's ultra athletic. He's even more athletic than Baker. Doesn't have as good of an arm as Baker, but he's a killer. And I like Oklahoma to win. Wouldn't be surprised if TCU did. Like you know what I mean? Like it's pretty close. Other than that, the bad teams in the Big 12 are pretty bad, and so it's I think it pretty much comes down to TCU, Oklahoma, just like Robert was saying. So I think I got Oklahoma.
Yeah, I'm going Oklahoma also. When I was doing my research, I wanted to pick Texas. I did. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted to pick Texas to reign supreme on the Big 12 again, and just doing my research and looking at some of their players, and compared to Oklahoma, I just can't pull that trigger yet. I feel like Texas is going to be one more year away from truly competing for that Big 12 championship. So I got to go Oklahoma. But Texas, I do think will give Oklahoma a game in the Red River Shootout, which is one of my favorite games to watch every year in college football. Oklahoma, Texas. It's always a good football game. A lot of pride on the line for both those teams, but I think they give them a game, but I just think they're a year away from really competing for that top spot. So I'd say probably Oklahoma, TCU. It's a two-team race, and I can go Oklahoma.
And probably Oklahoma have a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. They probably got a little bit of a chip on their shoulder, especially since they didn't go for it on fourth down.
Yeah, the way their season ended, you kind of felt like it was in their hands, and I felt like watching the game, that they went away from some of the stuff that got them there. What do you think, Robert?
Yeah, I had that huge lead, and they just stopped playing offense.
Yeah, they kind of, went away from some of the things that got them there. And it's like one thing I've learned, coaching football for the last 16 years is you got to do what you do. When it comes crunch time, I don't care if everybody in the stadium knows what you're going to do, but you got to run your bread and butter. And if you lose a game and your best guy has the ball in his hand, then I feel like as a coach you made the right call.
Yeah, instead they took it away from him. What was it, 4th and 2?
Something like that, and they took it out of Baker's hands, and I'm like, and
Heisman winner, man. That's crazy to me. It's crazy they did that. I could not believe that they did that.
Yeah, in the way the media is now, you're going to get questioned no matter what. If you're making that call, if you give it to Baker and he makes a mistake, then they're going to question why you gave it to him. But like I said, I feel like as a coach, I can live with that question at the press conference. I gave it to my best guy, and he didn't get it done. That's the guy that got me here. That's the guy I'm riding. The old quote, winners want the ball when the game's on the line. I'm going with that. So, hey, it is what it is.
They would have got it.
I feel like they would have too.
They were playing well all game, and then they kind of it goes back and forth, and they should have went for it there. So I'll agree. OU.
Yep. Any other thoughts on the Big 12 then, guys? Before we move on, anything else?
Who gets last place in the Big 12?
Kansas does.
Yeah, Kansas.
I got them going
even worse than Baylor.
Yeah, I got KU going 1.
Oh no.
Yeah,
man.
You think KU does better than Baylor?
I don't know. I guess I don't know, man. Baylor's program is a wreck, but they probably get better. They get better athletes than KU does.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, man. That's tough. You got to figure out how the heck is Kansas going to get out of this, because it's like it's you know what I mean. It's almost like a mindset now.
Well, I think David Beatty's a dead man walking, and somebody, I talked to a coach. I'm going to leave him nameless, but he is a head coach currently at the NCAA Division II level, and he has a great plan to get Kansas out of this slump. Just lock down your border, get every athlete in your state and have them play with a chip on their shoulder. Get those guys that are going to those smaller conferences to come play for you, and, slowly build it up that way.
Yeah, I like that.
I mean, I coach at Shawnee Mission East. We have had the Sunflower League Player of the Year at our school the last 2 years, which the Sunflower League is the largest high school football league in the state of Kansas. And KU did not recruit either of those kids. They're both playing Division I football at Colgate University now. One of them will be a sophomore. The other one will be a true freshman. But, to me, KU doesn't even come and talk to those kids. That to me is a slight on your... and I get it. Kansas high school football is not the equivalent of Texas high school football. I get that.
I think we all can agree that.
I'm not saying that, but the best athlete in the largest conference in your state, and you're not even talking to them. That I don't know. That just rubs me the wrong way.
Yeah, and K-State's picked also 6, but I have them finishing 4th at 8-4. I think when Bill Snyder's always picked, lower than 4th, he goes above that. When they're picked higher, they somehow don't make that prediction right. But I think he signed a 5-year contract until he's 83 years old. I think they're going to finish probably 3rd or 4th in the league this year.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. I think Bill Snyder is definitely one of those guys, like you were saying, that somehow gets his guys to overachieve when
coaches everybody up.
People are looking down on them, and just the people can say what they want, but Bill Snyder has done a great, remarkable job there at Kansas State over his tenure.
That's the thing, like
consistently a winner, consistently in the top half of the league.
Yeah, if K-State somehow won the Big 12 this year, would you? You'd be like, wow, that was big time, but you wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah,
you say, oh yeah, he coached whatever quarterback he's got, he coached him up. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, they won. All right, sure, because he's in every game because they are so well coached.
Mm-hmm.
So
they're a disciplined team. So yeah. All right. So what conference you want to go to next? Pac-12.
We can do Pac-12.
All right, Pac-12. Who you guys got?
Go ahead, Robert.
Got Washington.
Mm-hmm. Washington. I like that pick. That's also my pick. We talked a little bit last week with Hoover about when their coach was at Boise State, and the play against Oklahoma, the Statue of Liberty play, everybody remembers. But I got a lot of respect for that coach, and he does a great job up there.
Yeah, I can't pick against them, so I got Washington also. I don't think there's anybody. There's nobody. It's going to be USC will be decent, and then who else will be good in there? Washington State's kind of tough. UCLA is a question mark with Chip Kelly.
Yeah, first year coming in, it'll still be. Let's see, it was Mora, right? Mora was there right before him.
Yeah.
So it'll still be Mora's players. Obviously Chip Kelly's system worked before in college, but I don't think year one he gets it done.
Probably win 8, 7.
They'll be a decent.
They'll be a bowl team.
Yeah,
but yeah, I think Washington's going to run away with it, and they won they won Pac-12 last year.
Yeah,
is that right?
Yeah, they did.
So I got Washington. So there's no disagreements there. I think it's a cakewalk for them.
No, everybody's going to think we got together and talked about this before the show.
Let's
just all pick the same people.
Yeah. While we're going, does anybody you want to say anything else about the Pac-12?
Unfortunately, the Pac-12 is probably the conference I watch the least, just because their games come on so late here.
Yeah, their games are way late. I stay up and watch them. I used to stay up and watch Oregon back in the days with Kelly.
And Stanford was good with Jim Harbaugh.